Premier Dwight Ball says the government has no choice but to consider all options when it comes to taxes. That means income tax hikes and an increase to the HST could be on the menu when the provincial budget is delivered in the spring. NTV's Michael Connors joins us live with more on this. Michael?
Thank you very much, Glenn. Premier Dwight Ball met by video conference yesterday with the other Atlantic Canadian premiers. Under discussion was a uniform HST rate for Atlantic Canada, and that could mean Newfoundland and Labrador's taxes are going up. Premier Dwight Ball gave a tour of his office today to 48 students involved in the Newfoundland and Labrador Youth Parliament. The decisions that Ball's government makes today will determine the kind of province these students inherit. Yesterday, Ball met by video conference with the Atlantic Canadian premiers, who discussed the demographic and economic challenges facing the region. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia have adopted a uniform HST rate of 15% and would like the rest of the region to follow suit.
Premier McNeil have asked, for a kind of a regional approach on HST for quite some time. New Brunswick responded. PEI has yet to respond to this, so I have no indication of where they would go. What's important here is you put in place a very competitive tax regime that you would see throughout Atlantic Canada. So, that was discussed yesterday as well, but no, these are jurisdictional decisions that are made.
It's a tricky political issue for Ball because the first campaign promise he kept was to reverse a 2% HST increase implemented by the previous Tory government. But Ball admits that circumstances have changed.
So are you willing to set our HST to match theirs?
I think right now is that, when we came into, when we took government back in December 1st of this year, the things have changed and it's eroding by the day. So for me right now, not to consider what tax options we have available to us in the province, that would be irresponsible on my part.
And the HST isn't the only tax that could be up for increase. Since 2007, the provincial government has stuck to a policy of having the lowest income tax rates for each bracket in Atlantic Canada. Ball says that too may have to change.
We want to make sure that we put a fair and a competitive tax regime in place, and that discussion will include things like personal income tax and all taxation, all sources of revenue. We cannot. This situation is unprecedented in the history of this province. We meet on a regular basis that actually people that provide financing for this province right now. There is not another province in this country right now in the situation that Newfoundland and Labrador is currently into. So we have no other choice but to explore all those options, and we will.
The Premier says no decisions will be made on any of these things until the provincial budget is presented in the spring. Meanwhile, another key meeting is coming up on March 2nd and 3rd when the Prime Minister will host a First Ministers' Conference in Vancouver. The House of Assembly will open sometime after that. Glenn?
Michael Connors joining us live. Thank you, Michael.